Man, he put the fucking mic all the way next to the wall. What the fuck? No, I'll give him more, man, because that was good shit. How do you follow that? Kill the whole fucking time. Okay, so y'all are almost done with my stupid ass. Like, almost. And the stories I have next are going to explain a lot for you as to why I'm so fucking awkward and weird. I'll just say it. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. And not the spectrum that he was talking about of like, how gay are you? Like, I mean, I know exactly how gay I am. I'm not worried about that. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum of autism. Uh, yeah, right? It's quiet. It should be. Uh, like, I have a lot of things that don't work with me. Like, my mind is an absolute coherent mess, just like this microphone. My brain just cuts in and out whenever the fuck it wants to. Uh, like most of my comedy, if you could call it that, I have to sit down and painstakingly write this shit down to keep my head in gear, like where I'm going to go next, what I'm going to say next. And there's a lot of things that come with that are, they kind of suck. But I mean, aside from the basic and obvious things, like how I can't keep eye contact with any of you people for longer than 2 seconds, or how, like, when I'm sitting down, like, my body will just move sporadically like I'm a crackhead, or or how I have this ability to completely clear a room when I enter, because everybody knows how fucking awkward I can get. I get really, really awkward. They're like, oh, we don't want to be trapped in conversation with this fucking guy. And I don't blame them. I don't want to be trapped in conversation with myself either. But I am. Uh, anyway, the biggest part, the thing that fucks with me the most is like, I mean, well, shit, all this other stuff that I've talked about, it's really just the tip of the Asperger's. Uh, the biggest shit is every single interaction I have with like a grocery store or a gas station is fucking horrendous. Like when you're standing in line and you're about to say goodbye, that shit is the fucking worst. I repeat myself in my head and I rehearse what I'm going to say, which is usually just like, bye, thanks. That's what it should be for most people, right? I mean, honestly, I could say fucking nothing. I could just give them their money and then I could leave and everything would be fine. They'd be like, oh, this guy was an asshole or whatever, but like they'll not remember me and that would be great. But instead, my brain decides that I need to live with what I say for the rest of my life. So it says shit that's like, having good one, ma'am. Having good mom. That's how it ends up coming out. I think like, oh, I'm gonna say have a good one, ma'am, to this nice lady, and I end up saying having good mom. Having fucking good mom. And then she stares at me like choking back the bless your heart, trying really hard to be polite, and it doesn't fucking work. Like we just stand there locked eyes, our heads getting all red and swelled up, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go now. I guess I'm gonna leave. I mean, a fucking Dollar General the other day. Like I broke a cashier. I don't know if y'all managed to ever do that, but like I shut this guy the fuck down. Like he, like reboot, like Control Alt Delete, like Dollar General is not responding. What would you like to do, kind of thing. Like, I went up to him, paid for my shit, and then as I'm leaving, like, he had a little bit of a delayed response because, I mean, fuck, we're all kind of on the spectrum, right? Like, just a little bit. And this guy had the delayed response. And then to me, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, delayed response. I don't know what I'm doing. You do, dude. You do, dude. God damn it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with my head? I can't just say, like something regular. Like, oh, you too, dude. That would have been so much easier than you do, dude. What the fuck is a dude? Anyways, our last comic, his name's James Curtis. He's a really, really fucking funny guy, and he knows all about being on the spectrum. Am I right? No, I don't know. Here he comes. James Curtis, everybody. Round of applause.
Thank you, Ada, for having me as a guest this evening on your show. It's rare that a venue is set up to accommodate my shadow puppet routine. So that's amazing. I didn't really plan for it, so I'm probably just going to do these jokes, but if it goes well, we'll get into the shadow puppets. I feel good. Oh, you're the sound guy. Okay, this whole time I'm thinking, what's this judgy motherfucker's problem? Jesus. Sitting off the side with his arms crossed. Make me laugh. Sound guy. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. I thought maybe you were like the son of the owner and you just like to sit up here and judge. I feel pretty good. I just, maybe this isn't the place to announce it, but I feel really good. I just got my 30-day chip. To Hoarders Anonymous. So I feel like if I can stay strong, these chips are really going to start piling up. I feel good about that. Yeah. Anybody here vote? You guys vote? It's your civic duty. If you don't vote, you can't complain. So I won't be doing any political material this evening. You're welcome. Yeah. I do like to keep up with current events. I mean, I like to read the headlines and make assumptions, but that's what we all do, right? I read today that they've just uncovered the unmarked grave of John Merrick, a.k.a. the Elephant Man. I guess the ground was all lumpy or something? I don't know. I did read, though, for those of you who do vote, they voted to outlaw in the state of Florida. They decided to outlaw greyhound racing. Like, thank God, right? The people on those buses must have been terrified. Just clawing at the windows in desperation. I mean, that's just a regular greyhound. I can only imagine when they're racing, it's pretty bad. Yeah. Where's all the topless women? I heard there would be topless women, like roving gangs of topless women setting fires and flipping over cars. That's what Fox News told me with the new legislation. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I do predict there will be a sharp uptick in motorboating accidents. It's beyond that, though. I think it'll be okay. I do want to thank everyone here who voted for medical marijuana. All these jokes are brought to you by medical marijuana this evening. I had to do something. I don't know how many of you guys have ever had to eat an ounce of weed because you're getting pulled over. Just to realize it's a funeral procession. But I live on the same street as a mortuary. It happened to me 3 times in 1 week. I had to fucking do something. So, because I can't sleep. That's what I smoke it for. I used to be a bit of a night owl. Then I did a complete 180. I was like, oh, my neck! Turns out it's just a regular old insomnia. So, smoke it for just sleeping for my neck. Medically, I'm not doing good, guys. I just found out I'm allergic to placebos. That sounds bad, I know. It's hereditary. My uncle's got it way worse. He actually has to carry an EpiPen with him wherever he goes. I mean, it's a stapler, but he's got a very vivid imagination. So, yeah. Just got dentures recently. They're a pain in the ass. So like every time I get like halfway through a sandwich, I gotta wind them up again. I've got universal health care. That's what that is. Yeah. My sister, we like to joke that my sister is 1 fry short of a Happy Meal because she's got OCD real bad and then she has to count them again. It's kind of mean. I mentioned that I smoke weed. I'm kind of a badass. I legally had The names of my legs changed to Law and Order. Because they always fall asleep during boring crime procedurals. So, I felt like it was appropriate. My next door neighbor's a badass. Everyone calls him El Diablo because Leonard Donald Oblo is too long. Wait, come back. Oh, he's on his phone. Thank you for everyone who felt the need to take a call, or maybe like you've got a babysitter at home molesting your children, whatever. You got to answer that call. So thank you for taking that outside. I appreciate that. You gotta get that nanny cam with the teddy bear and the camera. I've got one installed in so many people's bedrooms. You guys have no idea. It's I feel pretty good. Oh yeah. Anybody here have a job? I heard things about Ada. I thought I would ask. I work in an office. Anybody here work in an office? Boy, man. I love working in an office because I love stealing office supplies. It's so liberating. Like, and most places, they don't care. They just let you walk out with shit. It's fine. I mean, my boss at Staples was a real asshole about it. But I don't need that fax machine anyway. That's fine. I've got this on my desk. I've got this coffee mug that says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my first cup of coffee." I mean, I'll try it eventually. Seems like it would be bitter, but it keeps people off my fucking back. So they say I'm a shitty supervisor, but get the fuck away from me. Anybody? What do you do for a living? I'll ask you. Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you happy? I didn't see her shirt says, ask me why I'm happy. I didn't know you guys had scripted crowd work here. That's fucking ridiculous. Why are you happy? Oh, it's a fucking pyramid scheme. I fucking knew it. Anyone here not trying to sell me something? What do you do for a living? Oh. Well, the first step is trying to sell somebody something. That's what capitalism is based on. I can't get into it tonight, but if I had known we had this fucking canvas, I would have brought my PowerPoint. We could go over all kinds of shit. It would be great. You guys might learn how to balance a checkbook. That's about all I would have time to cover tonight, but it would be in-depth, informative, and I think we'd all leave with something a little closer to a unified oneness. I don't want to oversell it, but I feel like there's a lot of Buddhism involved in my check balancing routine. So, oh. Anybody here work in a call center? Do you guys have those here? Oh boy, it's a grueling job. I did that for like 9.5 years. Before that, I worked at 7-Eleven. And I have to say, with the stage thing, there's no stage. I don't have that 1.5 inches of authority that I like to have. As a comic and a 7-Eleven employee, I feel like I need to lord that extra 1.5 inches over you guys in order to be effective. I'll stand on my tippy toes. Maybe that'll be. The lighting system here is, though, it was just magnificent. Do you guys want to see a butterfly? That's close enough, right? That's. So, I used to work at a suicide hotline. That's the call center. Probably up next to cable, the second worst call center you can possibly work at. And It was tough initially. After a while, though, I could pretty much talk anybody into it. My handle time was amazing. I just hated having to ring that little bell every time. That's depressing. I mean, I know what depression's like. I used to be a life coach for kids with chronic depression. I never should have given them jump ropes. That was... Hindsight's 20/20. I love kids. That's my point. I love kids. I'm a parent. I've got 2 beautiful children of my own. Well, I think they're mine anyway. Just for example, I picked them up from school the other day. I'm driving them to their mom's house. Like 15 minutes into the drive, I turn around and look. Not only were they not my kids, one of them was a CPR dummy. So, I think that just underscores my lack of attention to detail. I feel like... Is this mic even on? I can't tell. No? You guys like to... You know, I don't want to make assumptions about small towns and reading, but I figured with a name like Ada, you guys weren't huge on it. I mean, it's not... My theory is that, like, Mississippi, you know, I think the first thing you learn in school is they teach you how to write your address. People just fucking give up. That's all. That's all it is, I think. I like Ada. Is that for the American Disabilities Act? Because I think you guys are faking it. I think a lot of them are faking it. I know sometimes I'll drive by that school for the deaf a little further down the road, and I'll just lay on my horn. I don't know, somebody's getting a fucking free ride, I'm sure of it. So that's what I do. So you guys like to read? I guess that's where I was going with that. I love to read. Lately I've been reading a book called Is Adoption Right for You? To my 5-year-old at bedtime. So far he's not on board with the idea, but he pretty much cries himself to sleep every night, so I'm going to chalk that up as a win. I feel you got to spend time with your kids. If there's any message that you guys leave with tonight, it's about quality time with your children. I took my kids recently down to Galveston, down to the beach over the summer. That was a terrible idea. The whole time they're yelling at me, "We want to build a sandcastle with Grandpa! We want to build a sandcastle with Grandpa!" It's like, fine, but then we scatter his ashes. We didn't come here to dick around, kids. It's called creating memories. As a parent, it's your responsibility. I hope you guys are taking notes. I'm an excellent parent. I do what I can. Not only am I an excellent parent, I'm an excellent uncle. I'm now an uncle. I'm so excited. My sister had a kid recently, and I'm a cynical person. I'll admit that. She told me she was going to have a kid. I was like, really? Come on, sis. In this economy, you can't afford that kind of trunk space. That's a Casey Anthony joke, guys. She's over it. It's safe to laugh. So I'm an uncle now. It's exciting. I want to be supportive, you know. She's breastfeeding. That's lowering calories or something. I don't know. It's good for you. But I don't know. It's so gross when people drink straight out of the carton. Is it just... Okay, lukewarm response to that joke. I will have you know I had a chance to tell that same joke recently to the chairwoman of La Leche League, the International Council for Women Who Breastfeed, and she laughed so hard milk came out of her nose. I don't know what the fuck your problem is. So I got to meet this kid. She brought him over for the World Series. This kid is 3 months old. And apparently he's got a soft spot for nacho cheese. And it doesn't hold much. but it is great for snacking. We just propped him up in front of the big screen TV. He didn't spill a drop. He can't even sit up yet. The kid's got a giant hole in his head. But my theory is that the nacho cheese acts like as a ballast or a counterweight. Okay, too smart for you? I get it. I can dumb it down, that's fine. We can do some dumb jokes, if that's what you want. Last night we had to pull the plug on Grandma's air supply. It's not 1983 anymore, Graham. Listen to something a little more contemporary. This a music crowd? I thought you guys were a music crowd, just based on your response to comedy this evening. I love music. I spent the last hour and a half in my car listening to my theme song on repeat. We Are the Champions by Queen, because I'm a winner. About track repetition 16, about 45 minutes in, it dawned on me, if Queen really are the champions, that means Wheaties has had it wrong this whole time. Think about it. That means the breakfast of champions has been cocaine and dick this whole time. I don't know, it just brings out the kid in me. The other song I like to put on when I'm doing road shows, I like to put on the Road Again by Willie Nelson. It really, it really captures the vibe. I love Willie Nelson. I don't know if you guys know this, but Willie Nelson is actually a nickname. It's true. His real name is Penis Nelson. They also call him the Red-Headed Stranger because he's got red hair, and sometimes he'll sit on his hand for like 5 minutes. Gets real boring on the bus, guys. That's just a fact. Did you guys have a good Halloween? Yeah. Man, my Halloween's always sucked as a kid. I gotta say that. My parents were paranoid. They always insist on going through all the candy looking for razor blades. Without fail, every year, they'd miss a couple. Any Marines in the audience? No? They call Marines leathernecks. Have you guys ever heard that? The flying leathernecks is like a John Wayne movie. I don't know what the fuck it means. I guess they fucking need a higher SPF. I don't know. They call them leathernecks, which just reminds me of Leatherface, the chainsaw-wielding maniac. But if you combine the two, you get neckface, which is just a great insult for a guy with no chin. Okay, I'll use it in a sentence. Hey, neckface, who folds your sheets for you? You can use that. You can use that in your free time if that comes up. Anyhow. I had a rough childhood. Anybody else here a child at any point in their life? Just a couple people. All right, I heard there was hormones in the milk here, but that's crazy. Hey, watch this guy fucking not pull off an ollie out there. Is that a friend of yours? Man, a year ago, I'd be trying to buy weed from him right now. I don't have to now. I don't have to. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I should probably write some methamphetamine jokes. I mean, I've been up for the last 3.5 days. You'd think I have one at this point, but just grasping for straws. Is he going to come in? Okay. Is that what do you guys have buskers here? Oh, just 3 rails. He's going to fucking break dance for us? Okay, I'm down with that. So, would it be fair to say that Ada is in its golden age economically? No? Okay. I thought I was way off on that. But So let me ask this. How many of you guys grew up poor? Just the one. All right. I grew up poor. I'm not ashamed. Here's how you know you grew up poor, guys. If instead of hot dog buns, it was Wonder Bread, and instead of hot dogs, it was cigarette butts. Marlboro Mondays, we called it. We were happy to have it. My mom was cheap as fuck, man. Always buying that knockoff shit. You know what I'm talking about? I had to go to 7th grade. Never lived it down. Had to go to 7th grade wearing the sweatshirt. It said Eskimo Joel's on the front of it. That's embarrassing. My dad was a family man. I mean, it wasn't our family. But he was there for them. I think that's admirable. I didn't fit in growing up. I don't know if you can tell this from way up here on the stage, but I have a club foot. No matter how hard I tried to fit in with the other kids, they could always smell the bacon in my shoe. You guys looked hungry, so I thought I'd whip that one out. Yeah. I actually used to be a competitive eater. I don't know if that was in the pamphlet with my credentials in it, but I used to be a competitive eater. Now this is back when style was still a category. Now it's all about the numbers. Anybody else here a competitive eater? Like if, say you're at Burger King, guy sits down next to you, he's also got a Whopper. You're like, fuck that, man. I'm getting 2 Whoppers. I'm a very competitive eater. I got in trouble a lot in school. Anyone else here incorrigible? Any other rapscallions in the audience besides myself? Just rapscallion? I can see that. I got expelled in 4th grade, get this, guys, for starting a food fight. They said I was taking advantage of the canned food donation box. I play to win. That's simple aerodynamics. Loved Star Wars growing up. You guys into Star Wars? I was an 80s kid. Anybody else here an 80s kid? You guys remember Scratch and Sniff? Yeah, we were still using 1-ply. And it's pretty rough. So I love Star Wars because I was a child of the 80s. But Empire Strikes Back, the whole father-son Luke Vader dynamic. Because my dad wore one of those sleep apnea masks. And he was kind of an asshole, so pretty much fucking note for note. I watched a lot of James Bond movies as a kid. I never thought I'd be a stand-up comedian. I always thought and I feel like I just sort of settled for setting up secret cameras in women's bathrooms. It's pretty close. Living out my dreams. So what holiday's coming up next? Thanksgiving? Are you guys excited for Thanksgiving? White bastardization of a pagan holiday and a celebration of murder and bloodlust. How about Christmas? Well, yeah, I guess, it probably falls under. But who do we kill for Christmas? Christ, I guess? That's Easter. I love Easter. I like to party like Jesus on Easter. Just, get together. 12 of my best friends get totally hammered. Come on, you guys can ask for forgiveness like 2 days. If you laugh at that, Okay, so I'll skip the church jokes. Are you guys Baptists? I was raised Southern Baptist. I mean, I'm not particularly religious now, but I think I had like a huge impact on me. I remember I attended my first baptism when I was 7 years old, and to this day, I am hooked on wet t-shirt contests. It's like I can't get enough of them, you know what I mean? Any Catholics here this evening? No Catholics, fucking anywhere. Hiding in shame. But not in Oklahoma, not really. There's not really a lot of Catholics here. But I have a plan. Anybody here have the Pope's email address? Let's see if we can get this going. Here's my 2-point plan to getting Catholicism huge in Oklahoma. It's pretty simple. All you can eat communion wafers. Like some barbecue sauce? Like you guys? No? Okay. Okay, how about instead of communion wafers, like breath mints? Like they're mint flavored? Call it Save Your Breath. Just, you asked for it. Maybe I am on the spectrum because I feel a lot better now. Symmetry. So I got in trouble a lot in school. Anybody else here viciously bullied the entirety of their childhood? Man, it was rough. I figured. That makes sense. I was viciously bullied. I remember in the 3rd grade, I came home from school, huge black eye, giant shiner. My mom lost her shit. She's like, "Oh my God, who else has been hitting you?" My mom is very territorial. I ran into my bully from middle school the other day. That was fucking weird. You guys probably run into this a lot in Ada, like running into people from school you haven't seen forever. People don't change. Like, he used to come at me on the playground and be like, "Hey, what are you looking at, Four Eyes, huh? What are you looking at, Four Eyes?" People don't change. Now he's a very aggressive optometrist. So. I think the worst day of my childhood was probably the day I saw my best friend drown. Really, the day my childhood ended. I mean, him too, but like, me more like in a metaphorical sense, you know what I mean? It was just like that song, "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins, where he sings, "You told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand." It was exactly like that song. I remember I was standing on the river's edge. My best friend was crying, and I just stood there, waiting for that kick-ass drum fill. Thank God you fuckers still listen to the radio out here in the sticks. Fucking nobody laughs at that joke in the city. So I appreciate that. I shouldn't call it the sticks. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Do you guys know what that means? Out in the sticks? Do you guys have sticks? Okay. I didn't know. I thought it was like maybe like a metaphor, but you guys got sticks? Maybe can we like hang out and fucking play poo sticks after the show, or I don't know what you guys do with all those sticks. Now, how many sticks do you have? Do you have enough to shake a stick at? That seems like a paradox.
One stick to shake at.
Oh, does everyone here in Ada get their own stick? Is that your stick for life? In Ada, are there stick millionaires? Okay. I heard it was in a golden age, economically. The stick industry. I don't know. Let me ask you guys this. Let me get a median average, because I know in Ada there's not a lot to do. First kiss, what age? Okay, we'll throw out those results, different time. 12, what else? 9? Like, I'm meaning like French kissing, like serious, like over the pant boner manipulation level kissing. What age? 15? Manipulating boners at 15, that's a good age. Wow, okay. But memorable, right? You guys all know. I don't remember my first kiss. I feel like I've just blocked out my time in the Scouts. But I'm sorry, that's not fair. Well, people always act like the Boy Scouts are like some sort of like homosexual training ground, which is like nobody says that about the Girl Scouts. I mean, which is weird. I mean, this is their hand signal. So I would only imagine what they do. By the way, I feel like this is a great opportunity to mention that I'll be selling merch after the show. I've just self-published a book of dating advice. Self-published books, by the way, probably the best books. I've published a book of dating advice for the larger man. It's called Fat Chance. We're doing 2 for 1 tonight. Some of you guys have earned it. Yeah. I do pretty good for myself as a larger man. It's true. Actually, I had a 3-way one time. Not bragging or anything. I had a Groupon, but I made it happen. That's my point. I was at Walgreens earlier today, and the lady checking out, fucking making things confusing with a fucking club. Why do I have to join a club? Anyway, she was hot. That's the point. And so I wanted to make my move. I threw some Magnum extra large condoms into the shopping cart. She fell for it. Now she wants to meet my boyfriend. So, didn't quite work out the way I planned, but yeah, I do pretty good for myself. Anybody here? I mentioned the book of dating advice. You guys, where do you guys get your dating advice from? Fucking Cosmo? They've got those quizzes. My girlfriend's always doing those because she'll be like reading like Cosmo or Highlights for Children, and she'll ask me these theoretical questions supposed to prove something. Like she'll be like, James, if you could sleep with one celebrity one time, who would it be? Which is dumb. I mean, really, what are the odds her sister will get famous? Just mathematically. Man, I'll tell you what, gift giving is probably, with Christmas coming up, you guys got to start thinking about it. Fucking a year ago, gift giving, that's where all the pressure lies in a relationship. Like last year, my girlfriend, she gave me sex coupons for Christmas. That seems like a good idea, right? On paper. Then you read the fine print, at participating locations only. So, no anal for me, basically. That's kind of a deal breaker. And I got my girlfriend last year for Valentine's Day. I thought I was going to, not do the cliche thing. I got her, instead of chocolate and roses, I made a charitable donation in her name. She didn't appreciate it at all. Like, baby, look, Locks of Love does some amazing work. Maybe you shouldn't fall asleep on the couch. It's kind of your fault, really, when you think about it. Yeah. I'll go back to you guys. Favorite sexual position? Okay, I'll go first. I like missionary position because I like to bring change to small children and overseas. But I have a fucking webcast. It's for charity. And I will say my least favorite sexual position, though, reverse cowgirl. It's my least favorite position. I don't know if you guys know what reverse cowgirl is, but basically, that's where I get fucked by a cowboy. It's like, no thanks, I'll walk. Man, I tell you what, I'm on Tinder, Grindr, I'm on fucking what. If you guys want to look me up, follow me on social media, fucking just go ahead and block me now. Pornhub? No, it's, that's Canadian. That's fucking commie bullshit. No socialist fucking pornography for me. I only want fucking women humping on American flags and maybe like an eagle in the background. That would be good. But hey, I'm single. That's my point. I was actually, I had a date. I thought it was a date. Took this chick to a Chinese buffet. I thought it was a date. Then she's like, hey, James, we should go Dutch. I don't handle rejection well, so I pulled the tablecloth over her head and farted all over her sesame chicken. That's Dutch for you right there. Hey, guys, that's my time. I'm James Curtis. I didn't catch the host's name. Thank you.
Why are y'all still fucking here? No, really, that's it. Thank all of you guys for coming out. I'm sure the comedians fucking appreciate it. This shit was great. It's probably never gonna happen again. Like, honestly, this is it. I mean, think about doing this shit at Vintage. Really? Like a bunch of bellied up ass fucking fat white dudes at a bar? You think that's gonna go over well? It's not gonna go over well. So thank all you guys. Thank you comedians. They're all still here. Jesse White Deer, he had one more thing to say. He had a hilarious thing he wanted me to tell. You're not gonna do it? I can't do it. I honestly can't take another person's joke. It's some good shit. Actually, y'all should call Jesse up to do this. Just let him do it. It's good.
Mic's not working? Hey, it's working for me. So I was going to say this, but since we're never doing this again, I figured why not. I was going to introduce Brandon as, I was going to say Rosa Parks died, so Brandon can take up 2 seats on the bus. But I didn't. No, but seriously though, thanks for letting us do this. Brandy, Danny, thanks so much. Hey, you can do better than that. There you go. No, hey, for real, Brandy and Danny, thank you so much. We love you guys. Thank you. And we love all of you. Be safe.